Look at that sky, Mr. Earl. Ain't it something? Not a cloud in sight. Even the good Lord knows we need a little peace today.
Peace? Ha! Ain't no peace when you got fools running the country. What's peaceful about gas prices making my wallet look like it went on a diet?
Now, Mr. Earl, you know folks been hollering about gas prices since the Ford Model T. Ain't nothing new about that. What we need is somebody in Washington with some common sense. You ever notice how that's the one thing you can't find on no campaign poster?
Common sense? Shoot, that's rarer than a Cubs championship before 2016. And don't even get me started on these young politicians. They talk about disruption. Disrupt what? My checkbook?
Disruption ain't nothing but a fancy word for messing things up. Down in Birmingham, we call that making a mess.
Makes you wonder who raised them, don't it? Chicago politicians. Now they were different. They didn't clean up nothing, but at least they smiled while they robbed you blind.
Lord have mercy, don't remind me. I remember when my mama would sit us down and say, "Child, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all." Now these folks on TV just holler at each other like they in a chicken coop.
Yeah, well, in Chicago, we call that Tuesday. I miss the days when a politician could shake your hand, look you in the eye, and lie to your face. Now they just tweet it and call it transparency.
You ain't wrong, Mr. Earl. Down in Birmingham, we'd call that being trifling. Mama always said, if you gonna make a mess, you best have a mop. But these folks don't even bring a bucket.
Drama sells, Gladys. Ain't nobody watching the news for solutions. They watching for a fight. Politics done turned into a reality show, and we the contestants that don't get paid.
Oh, bless their crooked little hearts. Up here, y'all call it political strategy. Down south, we just call it plain old theft.
Brains? Most folks can't even find their car keys, let alone think critically. I tell you, Gladys, I blame the internet.
Lord have mercy, don't I know it? Back in my day, if you wanted to talk about changing the world, you had to put on your Sunday best and knock on doors. Nowadays, they just yell at strangers on the internet.
The internet is like a bad family reunion. Everybody's shouting, nobody's listening, and by the end, somebody's crying.
The internet ain't do nothing but give everybody a megaphone. Back in my day, if you wanted to fuss, you had to do it face to face. Now folks just sit in their pajamas and type mean things on their little machines.
Yeah, well, I miss the days when the only tweet I cared about was from the birds outside my window. These politicians spend more time on social media than they do in their offices.
You know, Mr. Earl, I blame these 24-hour news channels. They got folks riled up over nothing. Last week, they spent an hour talking about a balloon floating over the country.
Don't remind me. I saw that. A balloon, Gladys. Meanwhile, my water bill looking like it's been financed by Wall Street. Where's the outrage over that?
Oh, Mr. Earl, you know folks don't pay attention to real problems no more. They too busy watching folks yell at each other on them TV panels. It's like professional wrestling, but less entertaining.
Less entertaining and more expensive. You know they spend millions on them ads, and all they do is talk bad about each other. If I wanted to hear that, I'd go to a family barbecue.
And don't forget, they promise the moon and the stars, but by the time they get in office, they can't even deliver a flashlight.
Look at that kid. Got more sense chasing that bubble than half these politicians got in their whole careers.
Well, at least that bubble's honest. It pops when it's supposed to. These politicians, they keep floating around full of hot air.